no 7 days and 40 nights. Yeah, you wanted a hit, but tell me where's the point in it? You wanted a hit, but that's not what we do.
All right, what's good, peoples? What it do? How we feeling? What's up?
Sucker. You see the sucker? You see?
All right, we're gonna kick this off here in a sec. Un momento. All right, so yeah, we got some setups here. Got some setups here, guys. To not confuse you guys, let me eliminate this thing. All right, so I do have an NQ buy idea already. I have two. One of them being over here. We had a push down during Tokyo session Wednesday going into Thursday. So like right over here, see a nice little sweep. So I'm cool with taking this 15-minute structure. I do think there's a possibility that we get a bounce and then we go maybe one notch lower to trade, and really at the extreme of this structure all the way over here. I think it's possible. So I'm not looking to take a huge reward with this idea. Kind of play it by ear, see if we can get a good mitigation going here. Specifically going for NQ because One, S&P is already further down in the structure, and S&P could also reject this zone, so I totally see it. But remember, if you're looking at the entire, this is the low from Tuesday. This is Tuesday, basically New York open. We're seeing S&P pulling back to like an 886. Dow is well below, so well below this level. Also, Dow is in fact now trading at very key levels, which is here on Thursday, November 20th. Massive crash over here. So this is an area where I do think we're going to end up actually reversing from here with Dow. However, obviously it's a massive zone, and I do think we can go lower. So NQ mitigating makes sense today since we're already in this reversal zone. So whether it takes a couple shots, you know, it is what it is. But as you can see, Dow has been super bearish. S&P is at an 886 pullback from this structure, while NASDAQ is not even, like, this is the same low that we're seeing with S&P. So we are way more bullish in this retracement. It's the least bearish, I guess, if you will. So we're barely about to get below 71% here. So I do like this idea, and if this doesn't hold up or it bounces but then we go lower, then I have this lower entry here. So that's just so you guys can understand how they're correlating to one another, what that all looks like, and yeah, go from there. But what's up, gang? Drevis, Grand Rising, Karen, good morning. Jose Luis Alberto Oliveira, buenos dias. Got Seth, what's up, my guy? Hard Karen, I believe that has been cleared up for you. Have it set up on NAS, excellent. Harshi, good morning. Jimmy, what's up, man? How are those accounts coming? I know you said I think you got funded again this week. Crush that, man. Luis, Brandon. I know Brandon's like, I already made all my money for the day. Good. Saludos. What's up, Cali, Colombia? Man, I really wish I knew what the hell you're saying there, Kevin, but I don't speak whatever that is. Tengan un excelente fin de semana igualmente. Morning, Patrick. What's up, all the Fast Track gang? Everyone in the Fast Track, how do you guys feel? I know a lot of you are taking on trading pretty new or new to futures. You guys feel like you're making progress fast, or you guys feel dialed in? Let me know. What's up, Caius? Grateful. Yes, grateful. Let's be aligned with our higher purpose today. Let's be aligned with who we know we can be. All right, let's not fall victim to our impulses, desires, the short term. All right, let's see. What's up, Evan? Joe, Rafa, Marty, Edgar. Drank some lemon water this morning. Refreshing. Always hydrated. What's up, Mary, Daniel, Bernal? What's up, man? Feeling good. Way more controlled than CFDs. Absolutely. Like the lower zone. Cool. Still too early in to tell. Okay, cool. 6C setup from London. Session is playing out well. Yeah, I was going to ask if you guys ended up getting triggered in. I know Sarah said hers missed by like a little bit. But I believe, London session, guys. If you guys are London session traders, get plugged in there. They're going over some great stuff. Okay, so we got this going on. Obviously, we're not too far from that triggering. Don't really have to do much more right there. We're about 10 minutes short from the open of the day. And then metals have just been absolutely madness, right? Up and down. We had a syndicate session last night in which we caught this sell. So this ended up taking me for a 7.5 R. So that was absolutely incredible for the week, because I think I had lost already like 3 or 4 trades with some break evens. So this one did more than enough So, you know, everyone that was in the syndicate, I know some managed it a little differently. Everyone had a slightly different outcomes with this trade. But, yeah, banger of a trade. But now, right, we had some interesting movement unfold. So with NFP, we saw metals absolutely fly. Gold, silver pumped just to lose all the momentum. So there was definitely a clearance here of liquidity. So you see this right there get swept up. If you didn't take this, I didn't take any trades here, but now we can start to think, okay, well, is there motive? So this clearly doesn't trade up here for very long. Like, we're up here for 20 minutes or so before it just crashes right back down. And this does clear up quite a bit of London session highs, trades into these Tokyo, the highs near Tokyo range up here. So the question now becomes, should we be looking for sells here? And I don't know how I feel about it. Yes, the market pumps up here, and then, you know, we have a massive move up before it crashes back down. But also, we break below where this opens, so typically I like us to stay within that zone. So I'm not sure. I think if we stay like trading down here, because now we've been trading down here for 25 minutes, so I don't think it's a bad idea by any means. So I'm in between silver or gold shorts back up in this range. I think that there's a possibility, so I'm open to it for sure. So I'm gonna have alerts here on metals if we start to kind of scale our way back up and just see where we can get maybe some selling opportunities. So we'll see, right? We'll see. I don't typically, when I'm looking for a shakeout, where the market introduces smart money. So here's where everything, you know, begins, and it just rips up to here. I kind of like where the market comes back, because we're kind of looking for the break and retest, right? That's basically what we're looking for. So unless you really want to count the beginning of the momentum from like pre-NFP, then obviously it starts to pick up from up here. So it kind of just depends on how you're looking at this. And then the thing though the reason I also still like the short is, like, we just have liquidity over here. Gold still has equal lows. Silver definitely has more of a target down here as well within balance. So there's actual incentive for price to go lower. So I'm open to sells. I kind of want to see what we need to get up there. On that shakeout, when did you move to stop loss to break even? So on this gold sell, once we broke below here, which is about, so once we rejected and started to trade sideways here, I moved my stops to reduced. So I kept it at reduced risk. And then honestly, I ended up falling asleep, so I just left it at reduced risk, and then I woke up, where did I wake up? Like here. And then I already had hit the max on my fundeds, on my direct accounts, like all the ones that are instant fundeds, those were all hit max. So then on the rest, I had also set my profit. So either to hit that or to hit the max, one or the other. But yeah, in this case, I had just set it this way. If I would have been up, I would have moved it after it broke these lows here. So then I would have moved it to here, and we would have been fine anyways. But that's how I approach this one. So for the short right now, it does look like silver is a better opportunity. And it looks like selling silver makes more sense. Like, just looking at how the market is reversing, like look at gold right now. Gold pumped up or came back down. Right now it's retracing towards a 618. If you look at silver here is not really going back up so aggressively, so quickly. It's still below a 38.2. So as of how things are staying right now, I am leaning more towards selling silver, and if we can get an entry above this, then I'll be able to risk how I would want to risk with this trade. Yeah. Kai has said, let's see if Nancy's sneezes work well as a confirmation. So yeah, we got that going on there. Let's see how it gets together. Guys, today a video will drop. This video is about this will be uploaded. So this is a bit more catered to people who want to kind of really make sure that you're tuning into your personality to be able to trade. So like to your personality, your availability, some of your preferences. So you'll see that drop a little bit later today. Sometimes we're actually trading against ourselves and just who we naturally are. So you guys will see that drop a little bit later. Also, be on the lookout this month because there will be a lot of giveaways this month. I'm going to be giving away quite a bit of accounts. So, oh, cool. So there's a lot of giveaways that are coming here. Some will be with Tradetopia, some will be with just kind of all over the place. So be ready for that. Whether you're on the free streams, whether you're in the fast track, syndicate, there's going to be some for everybody. And so I'm super stoked for that. I know that between what we're doing just over here, you know, what you guys do to when you guys use the code, all that stuff, you guys know, like, I just give that back. And then apparently we've been crushing it. So yeah, Tradetopia gave me a couple more to give to you guys. So, so yeah, super stoked for that. So stay on the lookout. There's also a sale on the store. So if you want to get the last pieces ever on certain things that we have on the Tradetopia store, check that out. There's a sale there too. All right, just in case you guys want to go. And you've been, you know, I know some of y'all are like, yeah, I want to pick something up. But anyways, go ahead and do that. Check it out. And then, of course, guys, for those of you in the syndicate, you guys know you have got your own code too. So, okay. So we will wait to see if silver works its way higher. We'll see what goes on there. Right now, with indices, we're 2 minutes away from New York Open. So I'm imagining volatility will start to pick up here as usual, and we can, you know, see what happens. Now, what I'm going to do as well is I'll have this set up here for trades in the lower zone as well. So I'm going to have my risk reward tool here also drawn up. Hold on. Okay, so we got that one there. And then I'm going to just drop another one right over here. Okay. So now we're ready. 1 minute away from New York Open. 8th of March is International Women's Day. According to who? Who decides these things? Either way, love you all the women, national, international. That's great. But I just want to know, is there a committee that decides these things? There's like, but the calendar doesn't decide it. The calendar doesn't have essential. The calendar people? Who are the calendar people? I want to get on board. I want to make a day. You know, like something obscure.
There's definitely a whole bunch of things. Like
there's the dog day. There's the best friend day. You know what day's forgotten about? What is it called? I don't even remember. The day where the girls take out the guys. Yeah, that day. We don't talk about that day. Why am I salty? I'm just here standing up for our people. The NASDAQ long day. Yes, this should be a trader's day. All right, so we're starting to get a bounce off of support. So this is liquidity, though. This is building up some shmoney. I wonder if, so let's look at this because I feel like this is going to run out of juice. So S&P and Dow. Let me look at this. Okay, so YM, here was the NFP right beforehand. It pumped up and then dropped. S&P pumped up more and then dropped. And then NQ. Aha. Aha. Got him. Right there. This guy. This guy right here. We gotta move right here. Alright, so I'm gonna have an alert here in case we work our way over there. Dow is already pushing lower. Great. And then, okay. So looking at metals again, just to check in with the possible shakeout. Silver still remains as the better option right now. Gold still pushing higher. I'm definitely preferring silver sells, ideally above this 618 over here. So yeah, ideally above the 786 over here. So something like this, I'm definitely down with. Okay. Yeah. And then see where this takes us. I don't remember if this account, I forgot which account I have leading right now. I had to switch things up. Can I? Okay, I think that should be chill. All right. Metals. Let me go back here. So check this out. So looking at, this is why I tell you guys that we do want to always make sure we're looking at the mini contracts, because when you're looking at minis, you'll get a much more precise and exact price action. So with NFP, we had NQ liquidate a pretty decent amount of liquidity, a couple hours worth of retail, sellers, and then drops. So this could be a decent zone. However, Dow is way more bearish. So that same moment, it's way more likely that we have Dow get up to this range instead of it being NQ. So NQ starts to Dow starts to push up here just a little bit right before everything comes down. So there's a chance that you have this. You have one more push up here before it crashes again. So you kind of have two different elements here. You have the high right there, and then you have the final order block before it drops. So there's kind of two areas in which you sell from, or you could sell from, you can see reversals from. Right now, NQ is as usual, and has it been recently, bullish structure is just significantly better. Significantly better than everything else. So, and by better, I mean it's just more bullish. So if we end up working our way back down, NQ is clearly not dropping at the same level of intensity that we're seeing Dow and S&P go down. So this working its way back down to here, I think this gives our trade even more validity with NQ. This gives this 15-minute setup we got here a better chance. Today's actually Employee Appreciation Day. Oh, you're barbecuing for the warehouse? That's cool. Man, I still don't get a day. I'm not even employed.
Hey, buddy.
Unemployed?
Said, hey, buddy.
You're not employed.
That's what they do.
You're an independent contractor. They're listening. Independent Contractor Day. We're going to have to make that one. Sneaking from the lab to watch. What's up, Steph? They have days for everything. I think you can just make them up. International Traders Day. That's it. Mexico has the Day of the Kids.
Yeah, 5 April.
Yeah, that one was... I'm not Mexican. See? It's avoiding me. As a child, I always told my parents that there should be a Kids Day. Little did I know. There was one. Secret talents. I'll grill a soy burger for you. Okay, I'll take it. It'd probably be fire, to be honest. Okay, so looks like things are working their way down. Man, Dow is just like dying right now. Holy shit. So I like the daily time frame reversals for Dow at some point. I'm being pretty, like I'm not looking to long this. I'm looking to long NQ. But if we see some sort of a smaller time frame shift in momentum, then taking a swing trade on this is definitely has potential. It does have potential. And remember, NQ is already efficient over here. Like NQ traded down here a while back. So we already got this level. Like once NQ rebalanced here in the beginning of February, from here is where things kind of changed around. And then Dow became more bearish more recently. So that's kind of what we're witnessing right now. So I do think we can see Dow go further down. S&P probably breaks these lows as well to trade further into this, and then NQ will probably start to set up for some trades over here. So we're getting pretty close. Creating more liquidity over here. Got the limit set right there. We just got to see it work its way a little bit lower. Then I'm just taking a buy in this order block and see where we go from there. He said, bro, I'm an unk. I got the New Balance to match my skills. He's not playing, folks. He is not playing. Metals look like they're going to leave us behind. Q Weezer. I'm going to have this ready if something happens. Okay. Let's go take a look. So metals, what, did they start dropping again? No. No. It is possible. You may be right. 71% pullback. That's a good one. It's still valid in my opinion if it does come back though. So we'll see. Anything's possible. Liquidity building up. All right, so this is definitely luring in tons of buys, right? Traders buying at support, especially after New York Open. A lot of excitement, a lot of enticement right after New York Open. So I think that there's a good chance we're going to see these buys get absolutely wrecked sometime soon here. Maybe not right now, but in the near future. That's for sure. All right. Yeah, so far, these stock market-wise, pretty red day across the board. Lululemon with the discounts, man. For those of you that look at stocks or trade stocks, maybe even options, what are the ones on your radar right now? What do you guys have the most like inclination for at the moment? How are y'all feeling about specific ones? Anything on the radar, whether it's the blue chips that are at a discount or really anything else? I kind of want to hear what you guys got in mind. Yeah, it's a bloody day so far to kick things off, so I wonder where we get to. But I do think that we're getting to the end of at least the stock market overall. Going through a lot of dips there. As you see Dow or NASDAQ bottom out, you should start to see stocks bottom out as well. So I do think that we're going to have a good shot for some reversal. So if you're someone that trades options, I think that if you wanted to start to go into that, longing looks very likely. I was looking at Bitcoin and I wanted to see if we could, because we had this potential imbalance fill and this played right into the order block. So I think that there's a potential buy right here. So below, we got really close, but like right below 68,350, I think we can get a good buy in here. So this looks good. This already came in to mitigate here, it looks like to me. So I think we're already rejected that, but if we work our way down one more time into here, this might be what lines up with indices reversing and everything else. So a lot of times Bitcoin indices, they all come together. They correlate, and I think we can get a good bounce out of here soon. So it looks like, yeah, I mean, everything I feel like is getting ready for reversals here pretty soon. So yeah, we'll see. Gold and silver didn't really want to give us the trade, huh? That's a little unfortunate. Oil still cruising. Big cruising. For portfolio wise, and this is I am always curious about how traders approach their portfolios, how traders perform, or if you even have one. So here's what I gotta say, guys. If you right now, I haven't used TradeC yet, Xander. Also, Xander, I believe I messaged you or texted you. School or DMs, I'm not really sure, but you know, you left me on red, so you know what, I'm gonna leave you on red right now. That's because I'm petty. TradingView has delayed data by 1 to 15 minutes. How important is it to buy the subscription? I've been trading without it. If you have a futures account, so you have like a prop firm's futures account, or if you have a live account, with any Tradetopia or whoever, then just look at that. Like, you don't have to really look at it on TradingView specifically, but I have it. I bought it on TradingView just because I am doing this with you guys live. But it's $7. I mean, if you're day trading, if you're like, you know, like if you're trading, then yeah, you want to have it if TradingView is what you're going to execute and do everything you're going to do. But to actually answer your question, Xander, have I used TradeC yet? I haven't used it yet. I know Lucid has a collaboration with them. So I'll take a look at that because I have to compare. I want to compare TradeSyncer with TradeC and with Tradetopia, whatever. So I do want to look at those and see what's good there for sure. Because there's a variety. TradeSyncer, I've gone through quite a few. So I did this whole complicated, annoying ass thing that with NinjaTrader and this program called Replicanto, and it was just a disaster because I had to update it. Anyways, I lost like, dude, what was it? Like $1 million in funding because the thing glitched out. So that was really annoying. So then TradeSyncer has been good. There's things that I wish that they had, a couple different things, but it's been good. I haven't really had issues with it too much, outside of just like having to log in again sometimes after the new trading day. But yeah, so I'll let you guys know. I think with futures, like with all the prop firms that you have and trading your live accounts, it's just like having a trade copier, I feel like is kind of essential. Like, as you're scaling, like, yeah, I mean, you kind of need it. Yeah, okay. School has messages? Yes, School has messages. On School, guys, if you ever get a message from me, just scroll up. You should see it at the top. You should always see an automated message that like welcomes you to the school, to Tradetopia with a couple links. So if you ever get another one, just go to the top. If you have that, then it's me. Also, you can just click on it on my profile, and it'll literally say like owner of the communities. So yeah, you'll know it's me. All right, cool, good questions. But what I was gonna ask you guys, as we're waiting for Indices to do their thing, but I was gonna ask you all is, okay, as traders, one thing that I feel like traders don't acknowledge enough, or you're waiting until later. So I noticed that traders aren't financially responsible. Here's what I mean by that, for a couple different reasons. Number one, there's no, so if you're tackling on your live account, you're investing into your live account, or you are investing into prop firms, you want to build a intentional allocation of money towards that. You want to have, you can call it a budget, but you want to have like what's your investment pool towards your trading accounts? Like, what does that look like? Now, the reason I'm saying you want to be intentional is because otherwise you're just going, like, you're gonna approach things either out of desperation, out of recklessness, or you might have an unnecessary amount of fear with what you're doing. So, for example, I think that you guys are gonna hear like a standard for savings. Someone who's like, you're saving money to build up your net worth, to have extra, obviously, just for peace of mind, to be able to retire eventually. I don't know if y'all, people still think about doing that, but with that, just like maybe you're saving 5% of your money, 10% of your money, 15, whatever it is. I would apply the same thing to your trading, investing. You're investing into your business. So, and I'm going to go more in depth about this, but markets are starting to get to zones that we like. But basically, just for the prop firm side, or investing in your own live account, have a certain amount that you're doing. I would say, I personally invested more into my trading than I did into my investments. I still invested, but I did more there because I wanted to get my cash flow up first. So like, okay, you could put, a couple $100 into S&P or whatever, but if your income is at a flat line, if you're only making as much as you're making, and okay, well, I barely have too much left over, then I would rather invest into what's going to make me more income rather than just investing into the long term, right? You need to, yes, invest in the long term and invest into things that, like whether it's stocks, ETFs, crypto, whatever, those are going up in value, but that's all it does, right? That money will just go up in value, assuming that, it's going to grow. Whereas when you're investing into your business, which is your trading, or your own another type of business, that is something that produces income. So it's not just like, oh, my money made 20% this year. It's like I invested in my skill, which then produced, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions maybe. So as you approach the markets and you improve the skill, have a budget. So personally, I would say if you're not investing 10% of your income into getting cash flow, this is after you have a system, after you once you feel confident about your trading, and then now it's like, all right, let's turn this into an actual skill set. Investing at least 10% into the skill is important, and you don't have to put it all on the line all the time, but having that pool there. So let's say you're making $5,000 a month. Okay, cool. $500 at least, I think, should be going towards whether it's getting a prop firm every week or some of it is going to your live account, whatever, something like that. That's what I would be doing minimum. So I'll talk about other things here in a second. I'll go into the savings and investing element of things, the net worth side, but I do want to kind of check back in with the charts because I know we're waiting on an idea here, and a couple things just went off as I was talking about some things here. So just wanted to say that way you just are more prepared and you feel better about your approach, because otherwise you're either overspending or you fear something you shouldn't in the first place. Yeah. Did you have to pay for Project X to link TopStep to TradingView? Yes. Wait. I had to pay I paid for API on Project X to be able to give it to TradeSyncer, actually. And there is a link. I have TradeSyncer, but to copy trade Lucid and Tradify, yes. Yeah, there's an API. There's a discount, I believe. Luis had a discount. He sent me a discount once for the API TopStep thing. Yeah. Okay. So this here is still going. So NQ did not drop as much as I thought it would, which is interesting because S&P got to the low and then this Bitcoin alert went off. So remember we wanted to see Bitcoin kind of get under here. So it is slowly working its way down. I want to see it go below again. So it feels like we're getting very close, very, very close to reversals. We're almost getting to buy zones. I feels like for indices. It worked its way down. It's very choppy right now. This squeeze is going to lead to some big movement. Now the market's been moving sideways for like indices for like an hour plus. Boring. So the code is TopStep. Okay, so TopStep is the code for 50% off API monthly. So on Project X, if you want that API so you can plug it into copy traders, then yeah, use that code. So if a setup reverses early, how do you tell when an entry is no longer valid? So if a setup is what do you mean early? Can you elaborate on that? Since it didn't hit the entry, right? This didn't go to the zone yet, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's valid as long as it hasn't mitigated the zone, like where we have sellers in the past. So for example, the reason I'm buying here is because we have smart money come in, liquidate these lows, and then we rallied. So there's smart money sells here, right? Massive orders, orchestrated orders that push this down. So I'm looking to buy in that specific zone, which we haven't gotten to yet. So yeah, this is valid. If we go into here and then we reject it, so we go in here, right? The sell-off was about, let's say, 90 points. So we go into here and just reject 90 points. Cool. Then it's reversed enough. If it didn't tag you in, then I would just delete the order. If it did tag you in, then I would start reducing my stop and all that. MES is at a 30-day low right now. Yep. That's great. So that, looking at it from a technical point of view, this is showing us, okay, well, one, Dow has definitely just been selling off, super bearish, MES not too far away from that, so also crushing below, and then NQ giving us those higher lows, holding structure better. So again, another sign that this could hold up. Yeah, great. Good stuff. Okay, so I'll go back to my point here while we're waiting, because this is a pretty slow, like, this moment right now might be slow. Things will probably pick up in a bit, but I feel like with my background, because it's so foggy over here, I feel like I'm in heaven over here, just chopping it up, trader heaven. This is trader heaven, and then this is Michelangelo. I'm your angel here. So having a budget for your trading in your prop firms is crucial. Now, once you're getting payouts from prop firms, then okay, you can start using some of the profits and using a percentage of that so that you're able to keep accumulating capital, keep stacking. So let's say you get you get $2,000 payout or something. then use a portion of that. Like use a good portion of that so that you can keep scaling responsibly, and then it's all at a profit. So that is important. But my point is this is where I was getting at actually. One thing that I saw a lot of traders do when I was educating for IM is that in the pursuit of developing this skill, people would go negative. Like people would go backwards. You'd go into a lot of debt to make this work. You'd go into, and you know, there's some other entrepreneurial things, but what you want to do is like, yes, of course, level up your skill here, but you also want to keep increasing your net worth. So whether it's tackling on debt, do that. Like I totally understand building up, you know, your portfolio with stocks, ETFs, crypto, but if you have like 30% debt, like 30% interest on debt, 25% interest on debt, like that should be a massive priority because it's like negative investing. So if you have, for example, if a lot of stocks, if you don't really know what you're doing with stocks, if you're very passively trading or investing into stocks, then you might not even really make 30% in that year. Whereas if you're tackling down your debt that's at 25-30% interest, it's the equivalent of making 25-30% on your money, because now you're just eliminating that. And honestly, it gets worse because it continues to compound. So I'd say like tackling on your debt is like the equivalent of making 25-30% on your stock. So like doing that as a trader is important, it's responsible, and then also it'll make your life easier, because then as you tackle that on, as you get your expenses, as you get your monthly expenses down, you need less income to have trading be a substantial income stream. So if right now your expenses are $3,000 a month, but you take care of a couple of things and you get that down to $2,000, awesome. Like now your income doesn't need to be as much as it did before. Now when you get to the point where trading, like you're trading money and you are, you're prepared to make money in the markets every month, psychologically it's a lot easier because okay, I don't need to pull $10,000 just to be afloat. Like, all right, I just need a few thousand and we're okay. And then also, when you go into trading, and let's say you're at the point where you have, a couple $100,000 in funding, or maybe 7 figures in funding, you've shown yourself you can get profits out of the market consistently, let's say like on a monthly basis, then how much you put aside, which we call a peace of mind fund, when you have that, then, the smaller your expenses are, even if you didn't make money trading that month, well, your peace of mind fund is less drained. So just ways that you approach it is going to be super responsible, whether it's how you clear yourself out of debt. But my whole point is like becoming a trader shouldn't be something that just makes building your net worth very difficult, because you got to grow that muscle too. It's another level, another variety of discipline in this. Okay. So anyways, I feel like traders don't get enough financial literacy conversation, and I want to at least be able to, talk about it. So, all right, gold just popped up. Silver is climbing up here. So silver definitely looks like it's the better of the bunch. So yeah, let's see what we got going on over here. So silver is about to trigger me in, and it looks like gold just broke the high. So I do like this idea here. Unfortunately, I can't trade this on Tradetopia, but this is on Lucid. So let's see if this shakeout idea plays out. Here my risk is a little under a 1R. It's like a point, what is this? Like a 0.8R. That's my risk. I think rejecting out of here definitely is possible. And then, yeah, I like the odds, The only downside to this idea, which I had talked about, was if this, like, here's where smart money really came in, like right there. So typically I like when the market builds within the imbalance, within the creation of the smart money move. But we also can see that money started to come in from down here. So because of that, I felt okay with this idea. We'll see if it plays out or not. Have the added benefit of the what is it that I'm looking for? I did hit a 7R on gold, so obviously there's some extra ammo in here. That doesn't give me I'm not going to just recklessly trade anything, but obviously it's like psychologically a bit more, you could say, comforting that that's there. So right now, yeah, we'll see if this thing wants to reverse. Gold clearing the high first is something that I think does give some evidence that this thing can drop into my favor. Obviously, it's a pretty deep retracement at this point, like we're seeing. So if not, then let's see that. I don't know why that didn't stop me out. There we go. All right, now this is officially stopped out, and okay. So mini. Okay, that's fine. So again, man, I'm getting stopped out actually a lot this week. So with that being said, the biggest thing in the red flag here, and I don't know if it's interesting. I think a lot of these trades that at least this week I've been stopped out on were shakeouts that were pretty borderline, and most of them are like, this just wasn't enough. So the example for here, right, was silver takes out some liquidity here, right? We'd see silver take out London lows or London highs. Actually, silver didn't, gold did. But we had a nice pump. The market comes back into here. Honestly, creates a pretty good amount of demand. So I felt like we could hold up here. And then we had some more imbalance down here. So, I mean, I wasn't against this trade. I think I liked my odds with it. The only thing that I didn't like was that typically I want the market to come into this. So where we have the smart money move up, it has to respect that. It came down a bit further. So usually if it breaks this, then I want to see just a complete break of structure before I start selling again. Didn't want it quite happen. It was somewhere in between. So that's kind of why I was okay with missing out on, with not doing a full risk on the trade. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was because gold already had kind of given the shakeout sell-off right here. And then it was like, okay, we already had seen money exchanged. This lured in the break, the retest, and then the market just continued. So, I mean, whatever. Either way, it's another loss, like not a full R loss, so not a big deal for me. And then from here, now we're liquidating even more. So right now we're seeing, for example, Tokyo session getting swept, right? Tokyo gets cleared, market trades up into this range. So it trades into this order block. That's where that's rejecting right now for gold. Silver, on the other hand, doesn't quite clear out these highs yet. It's actually sustaining this last bullish move. So there was a move right here. I had pointed this out yesterday, actually. There's one final move right here. I think this is where we just rejected. And now it looks like distribution is coming into effect once again. So we'll see. Maybe this is finally the shakeout that gets formed here, and then the short can come into the market, whether it's with gold or with silver. I'll be on the lookout there. But with that being said, let's go take a look back at NQ. NQ is still not breaking these lows. Nope. Still chilling. And then what you guys are probably noticing is S&P just traded kind of towards the open. just is starting to reject right there. You have Dow hasn't quite gotten up there yet. And then, yeah, we will continue to wait for NQ over here. So, cool. All right, let me go into the chat. I don't like the 1 minute markups. Tends to not work out. Yeah, then if you don't like it, stay away. If it's not for you, it's not for you. Solid 2.5 R from a gold setup I fell asleep on last night. Yeah, we hit that one on syndicate session last night too. What's up, Hector? Yep, metal shakeout's looking better. Looks like you said that before it clapped us. Hit your daily goal in one trade. Nice, nice, Mary. Let's go. Fire. All right. So, yeah, I mean, guys, really, I don't really have too much more to add today. Like, I'm just going to keep waiting for this setup. Metals, maybe they give us something later, maybe like, or not, you know, if not, I'm not going to force anything. Definitely not going to keep selling if there's nothing to sell. So wait for your confirmations, right? Wait till you get more proof or evidence for anything. And if there's nothing there, there's nothing there, right? So there's really nothing that you can really do. That CAD sell-off looks like it went at least 3.5 R clearing these lows. So I feel like a lot of you, if you did take that, probably should have hitting your profit target, which is clearing liquidity. That's that first level that's the exit that you can take right there. So yeah, that's solid. So anyways, guys, what I want from y'all is I just want commitment that you're going to be focused as a trader, not just on developing your skills, not just on, you know, of course, getting down the internal element of your game, which is like getting your emotions into place, realizing the root of some of your decision making and behaviors, but also making sure that you're mechanical with your approach, right? That you're refining your entries, your exits, your trade management, that you're able to, you learn how to lose, right? That's what separates, I would say, what has given me a definitely an edge is just learning how to lose. Learning how to lose has been one of the biggest things. The better you are at losing in that moment, the better you are at losing, being able to manage, let's say, even a losing streak, then it keeps you in the game so that the win can come. This week has been a week where I lost way more trades than I won this week, but the winners were, they were outsized, so it was much bigger than the losers. And even if a week in itself is not a positive RR, depending on how you're approaching things, it's not like you're out of the game. Now, if you're aggressive with your evaluations, then sure, you know, you lose a few in a row, then yeah, you might not pass one. Or if you're really aggressive while you're funded, then you might not be able to endure a losing streak the same way you would with like your live account. Or if you're more conservative, then this what allows you to stay in the game. So yeah, I'd say like you got to be able to keep that in mind so that you can do it. And then lastly, I just want as a community here, like the goal is not to just recklessly scale this up, right? As you're scaling your skills, and you should be scaling your income, scaling your net worth, and then building a cushion psychologically, so you know everything's not on the line all the time. Like the better you are at reducing those things, you're able to come from a place of alignment more often. It's easier to not feel the scarcity that can come with having like those financial pressures. So just a couple things, you know, to put into perspective there. And if you're not happy with whatever you're making in your life right now, just I challenge you to go find something else. Like go make something else happen. Like we all have the power to do it. You're not stuck wherever you are. All right. So go crush it, guys. Enjoy your weekend here in Chicago. It's going to be super, super nice. So we're going to be outside. You know, got to go touch some grass, get some lifts going, we have a challenge right now, so you know I'm dialed in. I want a free ticket to the World Cup, so we got that going. But yeah, enjoy your time, guys, and appreciate you all as always. Be on the lookout for certain giveaways, and then you know, of course, we got the sale going on with our Tradetopia gear at the store. So thank you all. Have an amazing rest of your day and weekend. Peace out, y'all.